So welcome back to another FIFA 2K video. 2K is set to be the next developer tasked to make a new FIFA licensed football video game. While nothing has been officially confirmed yet, it seems likely that this rumor is going to come true. Today I'm going to go over some of my thoughts and concerns and some potential features that could be coming to FIFA 2K as well. The first thing I want to discuss is gameplay. This has to be one of the biggest points because if the gameplay sucks or is trash, no one is going to play the game anyway. I'm assuming that 2K is going to be making a full-on football video game, and if they are, and if they haven't even started yet, then it could be a couple of years away, because if we take a look at UFL, for example, they started this company a couple years ago, and they announced the game a couple years ago as well, and we're still waiting for the actual release. So UFL is taking their time to make gameplay from scratch. Will 2K do the same thing? Are they going to acquire a company? Are they going to use their excellent resources from NBA 2K or WWE 2K to make a football game? I'm not sure what they're going to do internally at the moment, how they're going to make this game. Obviously, what I would expect is something like maybe eFootball or even UFL or even EA's gameplay. You wouldn't want anything worse than that because then I don't think many people would be interested in playing the game. Obviously, graphics would have to be up to par as well. There has to be a lot of attention to detail. You need real player faces in the game as well. And I guess 2K can do it. They've got good experience from NBA 2K. They've made a lot of those games. Even WWE 2K seems to be doing pretty well in the gameplay department at the moment. So this is a company with experience, which is good, but not experience in football video games. The only football game they seem to be making at the moment is Lego 2K Soccer or football. And I don't think that's going to be the kind of gameplay normal FC24 players want. So we'll see how they do it. It will be interesting. But that's assuming that 2K does make a proper football video game, not some sort of mobile game or some sort of menu-based game. The other question is obviously about licensing, with EA dominating the licensing department and Konami getting some exclusives here and there as well. Where does that leave 2K? Well, I guess 2K can sort of try and grab some exclusive licenses with clubs as well, and maybe even some competitions. They would have to wait obviously until EA's deals expire and try to outbid EA as well. But one thing they will have access to, and I believe they have to pay for it though, is the FIFA Pro license. UFL is using the FIFA Pro license as well, which means they get access to 5,000 plus real players. So 2K can do the same thing, but do expect some generic clubs and kits and obviously some competitions as well, sort of like eFootball at the moment. It's going to be very hard to try and steal licensing and partnerships from EA at the moment. We've learned from EA that the FIFA license actually doesn't give you much in a football game, but what it does give you is official licensing for the FIFA World Cup men's and women's tournaments. I guess if 2K was to do a proper game, a World Cup mode is pretty much a guarantee here. This would be a great way to promote a football game. The only thing you would have to sort of be concerned about is the licensing. Are we going to get access to all the national team licenses with all the proper kits, or is it going to be a generic sort of thing? Would they have access to all these stadiums that you would need to have a full-on tournament DLC? EA's last World Cup DLC didn't really have many stadiums, which ruined the whole experience. Would they feature any qualifying modes like we saw in old EA games? I guess we have to wait and see, but pretty much a World Cup DLC or mode would definitely be a guarantee because it's a big tournament. It's a global tournament and it's a great way to promote the game. Next up, I want to talk about some possible new features that could be coming to a FIFA 2K game. I'm not saying that all these features are going to be in the first installment of FIFA 2K, but over time they should be adding these features in. If we get a full game with all these features, it would be fantastic. These are based on NBA 2K. So the first thing is the ability to scan your face and put it into the game for player career mode or manager career mode. There's an app I think you use for NBA 2K and you can use your phone camera and it scans your face and puts it into the game. There's also a Start Today feature where you can play with your favorite team as you continue the NBA season from today's date using all of the real NBA stats, standings and injuries. That would be an amazing career mode feature as well. NBA 2K My League also features staff. EA sort of has staff as well, but this one has assistant coach, trainers, CFO, stuff like that. Sponsorships was a big feature in NBA 2K My GM mode. You can see you can work with brands like Adidas, Beats, Gatorade, Jordan, Nike, New Era, and much more there. Career mode at the moment doesn't really have sponsors. There's also social media. So imagine this in career mode. You get tweets that you can read and different companies and accounts will tweet. Player conversations is actually pretty cool in NBA 2K. Instead of having a text-based system, it's actually an in-person system where you can actually meet up at a restaurant and chat to your player. They show up, they talk about some random things. That's basically player conversations taken to the next level. Pricing is also a big feature in NBA My GM. You can put prices on your parking, your tickets, also different merchandise, jerseys, and food. This is what you need in a FIFA game as well. We don't really have this kind of feature. Shoe Creator was another feature in NBA 2K where you can create your own shoe. Imagine in FIFA you could create your own boot. So you can have different kinds of patterns, colors, material, and I think you can use licensed companies like Adidas and Nike. Another feature that would be cool as well is the neighborhood. This is in player career mode in NBA 2K. This lets you run around, interact with other players in the virtual world. You can hit the gym, you can do stuff at the gym, and you can also hit the courts, do small-sided games at the courts. You can get tattoos, you can buy shoes for your player. A lot of people say this is a bit gimmicky because it requires a lot of VC or something like that, a lot of coins, so you might have to grind your way around it. But still, I would like to see some sort of neighborhood in the game, but make it not as hard to obtain the items. Creation Center is a big feature in NBA 2K as well. You can create different kinds of rosters and download them from the community. EA really doesn't give us a Creation Center. This lets you actually download an old school sort of roster from the old Chicago Bulls. You can see Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and all the other players. That's what you need, man. Imagine a classic roster that you could download in a FIFA 2K game and start playing with the Invincibles again. Stadium Creator is another big feature. We don't get this in EA games. It would be nice to have some sort of Stadium Creator. You can do the colors, the design, all that kind of stuff that you would expect from some sort of Stadium Creator. There's even a kit creator as well, where you can do the colors, the logo. You can download a logo from the community creations. Imagine this in a football video game as well. We can't even design our own kits. I know Creator Club lets you sort of design a kit, but it's not like this, you know. This is next level. You can actually have more control over the kit design. Another cool feature is the halftime show. This is actually pretty sick. Imagine seeing like proper pundits that you see on TV in the game doing some sort of halftime show. You can see the halftime report, shows you a bit of the stats for both teams and the top performers. You can see Shaq there talking. I think it would be pretty cool. You don't really see this in a football game. There's even halftime entertainment. So if you're bored, you can watch the halftime entertainment as well. You've got those guys that talk that are at the ground there. And that's basically it. Maybe some player interviews here and there at halftime as well. This would take the matchday presentation to the next level. Halftime show, even a post-game show, would be insane in a football game. Maybe we could see it in a FIFA 2K one day. Player career mode in 2K games most of the time features cutscenes. So if they were to do it in the future, you might expect cutscenes and storylines and story modes in a player career mode. We don't really get that in the EA games at the moment as well. And by the way, you can also get shoe deals in your player career modes as well. Imagine getting a shoe sponsorship in FC games. You can't do that at the moment. Another feature that's probably a guarantee as well, it's probably the first game mode they would work on if they design a FIFA 2K game. That is some sort of Ultimate Team mode. You know they have to make their money. You know they have to have microtransactions in the game. This is where the big bucks are. It's not in career mode. It's not in FIFA World Cup DLC. It's in some sort of Ultimate Team mode. I think current 2K games have sort of like an Ultimate Team mode. I think even WWE games have some sort of microtransaction mode. So I'm not sure obviously how it would work 100%. But expect some features like a store where you can buy packs, maybe even coins, I'm not too sure. It'll be a bit of a shame if 2K does make a FIFA game, but it's primarily online only. It's just based on like an Ultimate Team mode, and they don't really care about career mode or anything like that. A part of me thinks that's what they're going to be doing, you know, not really focusing on offline, but more online, and taking advantage of the FIFA license through that. I'm not too sure though at the moment. Hopefully there is some sort of offline mode in a FIFA 2K as well, because you do need it.